We're live? Oh gosh, we're live.
We're live.
Live.
Anyways, hello everybody. Oh right, let me switch out. In the meantime, go ahead, do the intro thing. Joel!
Sorry, what?
As I do the intro thing.
Oh, okay, sorry. You were too quiet. You were trying to be too whispery.
Sorry.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm Joel, he's RJ. We are just about to finish case number 1, it seemed like. We were really getting to that climax there, so I'm looking forward to wrapping up case 1 and seeing what happens with case 2.
Seriously, I want to see what happens here. Alright, let's go and continue. Yes. Man, we have a lot to... Okay, we left at a cliffhanger, but let's do a quick...
Yes.
Hold on. Right, here, this is actually a good recap right now of what we just dealt with. So...
Yeah, actually, one second. I need to bring up the music on my end. And we're at, like, the cornered music, right?
I actually can't hear right now. I muted. I think it's more like it's one of the Allegro ones where it's like, oh my gosh, something happened.
Oh, okay. One sec.
It's not the cornered theme yet, so. But anyways, I had a lot of fun in last night's stream where I surprisingly did 3 bosses in one stream. One was actually a really nice reference to first-person horror games. It was quite interesting. It was like, man, I feel like I've played this game before and I didn't like it, mainly because it was scary. It's like you're in a bloody abandoned school with just a flashlight, first person. You're just walking through, have to press you have to go forward and then press left or right to go left and right. And you see mannequins. They're technically aliens, but they're mannequins, like, around. And it was like, wow, this is creepy. There's even also this one interesting thing where, like, there's in one classroom, there's a desk with a flower on it. And I actually explained what that was, because it was a sign because there's 2 meanings to it, depending on the context and the circumstances. Is one, the person who sat in that desk, if they put a flower, that's a symbol of honoring, as in they rest in peace. However, if that person is still alive, and that flower is on their desk, that's basically...
It's like saying they want you to die.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate common bullying tactic that I've seen in dramas and anime.
Yeah.
Heck, I think there was even one in Koi no Katachi, also... Koi no Katachi. I think that's the one. Is that the one with your name, or is that the one with the deaf girl?
No, that's Silent Voice.
Yeah, that's Koi. No, okay, that's yours. Silent Voice, Koi no Katachi. I can't believe I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know the English version of that. Just know it by the Japanese one. Jeez.
Yeah, your name's very different.
Yeah. Well,
anyways, let me make sure that I have the judge's voice right. Order. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. I believe it was around here. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection! Oh, that's yours.
Objection. No, Prosecutor Ouchie. It's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered from a burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that fact yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from the witnesses again. If it is true, as we now believe that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But Your Excellency...
The justice system in our country may be in its infancy. But rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh. She'll never reveal her eyes, will she?
I'm sure it'll happen at the end.
Oh, is that smile?
Yes, of course.
Wow. You see that? Oh, God.
I mean, I'd be delighted to help.
Wait, you can speak!
She can speak Japanese.
Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
Huh?
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese?
Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all.
I can't do British voices right now.
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant.
Wow. 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 Also, I'm not sure if I actually have the game volume up right. I want to make sure it's actually the right levels. Okay.
Wow.
As a gentleman.
I'm gonna use my one. What a bitch.
No, it's for the F-bomb. I think we're allowed to.
Oh, cool. Well, there it is. What a bitch.
What a wench. Anyways,
As a gentleman, I try to avoid your
speaking in your what? Well, then why are? Never mind. Your vulgar tones as possible. I hate this lady already. After she even probably heard him sucking up like that. that's probably the hilarious part. In a second, let me check just to make sure.
Well, this is terribly awkward, isn't it?
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen.
Okay, good. So I'm checking volume levels, and everything seems to be okay on the stream.
So I can see that I'll have to lower myself to communicating with you on your own level.
Damn.
Well, you are the epitome of a true Englishwoman.
I thought it was pronounced epitome, but okay.
We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will ask you now to testify in your own words
Oh,
about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So, we're finally going to hear in her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke.
Here we go. Witness testimony. The victim's death.
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast.
That's the lie.
As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot.
Look at that sneer.
If there's some way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative investigative techniques wouldn't pick it up on it anyways. And this guy is just holding it like God.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history.
Easy
Thank you.
Easy does it.
I hope this is the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Ugh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
You can't see it on my end, but I'm flipping her the bird.
Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen.
Thanks? What, was that a prayer then?
Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
Hit or miss? I guess I never miss, huh?
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. Good call.
Anytime it sounds important, you gotta save.
Mm-hmm. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
The classic waking up. Yes, Your Excellency.
So this is pretty obvious. We've already established that there's only one glass at the table. This was one of the previous matters that we had to object to.
Yeah, so do we really need to press on the rest?
Well, we already saved, so I would say let's go ahead and just object to that one. Oh, no, wait a minute. I just remembered. Check the purse photo again. That's right, because didn't she have her glass and put it in the,
Yep, she did.
That's right. Okay, so we've already covered that. Never mind. We do need to press the ones. My bad.
Okay.
Almost forgot what we covered last week.
Good call, though. But his hand was on the steering plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't have not noticed.
Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived in this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours have been wide open.
Oops.
You can't have not noticed, can you?
Huh? What? What fun! You hadn't. Oh, and Detective Waiter is just like, ugh.
You hadn't realized.
The dear lady is absolutely right.
As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke.
Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing?
Oh, yes. I think my tiny brain can.
Hey, well, I can't! Anyways, I'm just gonna do, like, pompish English on there.
Might as well press each statement.
Yeah.
Just good practice.
As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right?
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although...
Although...
Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water I delivered when I delivered the steak to the table I'm afraid I don't remember that.
Damn you!
Ah, I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of the court, it means bless you.
I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. Hi! Yes, it is written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from the ballistic trauma. Yes!
Luckily for all of us, the little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. As there were no other signs of the trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been from the bullet that your wound was put an end to. Sorry. It can only have been from the bullet that your gun fired that put an end to this innocent man's life.
But it doesn't make any sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was brought first to the table by the waiter.
Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that.
And if
Also,
the-
I forgot which voice I used for the waiter. It was a lower one.
It was kind of like a snobby. Oh no, yeah, you gave it a French one.
No, but then I doubled back and said
was
not
the-
to use the French one because he wasn't the waiter after all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was another lower one. I'll find it, whatever.
Okay. And if the victim burned his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at this point.
Objection. And yet, the fact is the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Unless you're able to show the court evidence to disprove this, this is a complete waste of time.
I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right.
Ugh.
That's probably the one that we need to contradict. Probably, but let's press the last one just in case.
Hey! Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there's always a telltale traces on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. I think this was about where I put his voice.
Yes.
A little bit snobby, even if not French anymore.
Okay. There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If heaven forbid you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? I am so gonna slap this lady with evidence.
Oh no, perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. On my honor, Takasuchi... yes, on my honor, Takasuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspiration.
A way of killing someone that leaves no trace.
Poison. We need some type of evidence to back us up here.
Evidence. But of course, blah, 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 snobby snob.
Press it just in case maybe there was something else in terms of evidence that we'll get from this.
Inferior? What do you mean by that? It lands in the lands of the Great British Empire. The police store everything found at the crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Exactly, which means even if the investigation takes a different direction,
Wait.
vital.
Whoa, what's this?
Which means that, whoa, vital evidence may be lost. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to even try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be tactful about this as I can. You understand?
Do you understand?
A killer blow, as the lady is as formidable as she is beautiful.
Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to make sense. Wait, what the heck am I saying? No, he's not.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Mrs. Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Can we do something about that?
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over.
But that would mean I have to find a way.
There must be a clue somewhere to help us find her, find a chink in her armor.
Kazuma.
What, Ryunosuke?
There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me.
Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett?
Actually, no.
Oh,
Here comes another
the
tutorial.
investigator has also been poisoned. That's
Oh.
why he's coughing.
About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga.
The detective?
Yeah, he seems to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I wonder if it might be significant. It might present an opening, maybe.
All right, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time.
If you think so, but
This time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective.
okay then. I think I have an idea what Cosmo's thinking, but honestly, I do not. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. All right, let's go. ... Boom. Inferior, we're gonna scream.
Doobity babadoo.
Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Doshite.
Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean?
When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down.
You're right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts.
It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought.
Sorry, pursue?
Yes, we're train chasing now. I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker.
What marker?
Because you can clearly see that little thought bubble, right? It's not just in our minds. At the moment, we're presently focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the statement. But by moving the marker left and right with
The
D-pad,
D-pad?
You can turn your attention to the other people in the stand.
Yee.
While you're looking at other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue with A button. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice some strange atmosphere amongst people in the stand, take a good look around.
All right then, so first I should move the marker across with the D-pad left and right and focus on the detective. Then pursue with A button and see what in its mind. Here we go.
Exactly. Oh, sorry, your line.
Exactly, which means if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost.
Excuse me!
My God, it actually says, excuse me. Gah, what the?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply! Get it? Deeply? Get it?
No. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say?
If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court!
Objection! What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately.
Oh, is that how it works?
Absolutely not.
Hmm?
The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness.
Yes, not to mention the fact that he is intimately involved in the case.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless.
What do you really mean by that?
I'll tell you what I mean. I don't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done.
A crime scene thief?
Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched on a nerve there. Take this, for example.
Is that?
This is the bottle of carbonated water I took from the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says.
Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it.
One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming. I guarantee it. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence.
There's poison in it!
Yep. And he probably came in contact with it, which is why he's been hacking up a lung. Miss Brett, Can you confirm that this is indeed the bottle which you drank from on the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle.
What was that about? She seems to avert her eyes when she answered from the judge's question.
Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem. Nope.
Let me examine this first.
Yeah, we should examine.
There's gotta be something
We'll
on.
go to the label.
Whoa, wait
Go
a
to the
second.
label.
Wait a second.
Hmm.
So this is carbonated water's the last drink of Dr. Wilson ever had.
It looks like there's a little left in the bottle. Although it's just plain water now.
You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going.
Don't do that. No, Ryunosuke, you can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence.
Oh, no, you're right. We don't even know what might be inside, do we?
You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke, in more ways than one.
I wonder, could there be anything in this water?
That's what's the matter. You've gone quiet all of a sudden.
I think I might have just worked something out. Interesting possibility. So you want me to check the label here?
Check the label? Yeah, see if the label has anything.
The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma?
I think it's French. This must be very expensive water.
Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking.
Then go to France and ask.
You could just say that you don't know. Anyways, oh my gosh. Is this the same thing again? Yeah, we already did this already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
No. All right, so where do we? I wonder if there's anything on the spot.
All right, so I know what we need to do here.
Wait, what the heck is that? Dang, it's just
What the heck is what?
this little green
Just
thing.
glare.
Ah, dang it.
So I know what it is.
What is it?
No, so go back to the testimony. There's the line where she says, if there's another way to kill a man, tell me. We present that because the possibility is that there is poison.
Wait, can I? Oh, good. I can actually save.
Just to be... But I'm pretty sure it's that because she's essentially denying the fact that non-physical methods of murder exist, so we just need to present the possibility.
And music is done.
Got him. What is this? The bottle of water.
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from his bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Murmur, peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Order.
And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink, there's only one person who possibly could have done it! Giselle Brett, it was you! Oh, there's the corner theme now.
Oh boy. 1 sec. Changing to corner theme. Doot. Where'd it go? Assume it's this one.
You enjoying the tunes?
Yes, 1 sec.
So yeah, sorry. We're having Joel experience some
Okay, we're good.
auditory euphoria.
Yeah. So, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry.
This is outrageous to suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you even considered such a delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
If I may.
I will silence you forever.
Shut up!
Oh.
It is you who should be silent.
Of course. Dear lady.
Where did that come from? She just snapped.
I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
She's gonna speak more nasty, doesn't she?
Oh, sorry. One sec. There it goes. I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. This bottle, I mean, Inspector, whether it contained poison or not. Uh-oh.
Of course.
You did?
Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time.
I don't believe it.
Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
Why didn't you say this before?
Well, because it wasn't relevant. And what did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself.
No.
Your mic just cut out for that yell.
Well, that's good. Cut off screams there. Because it felt like my soul just left after finding that out.
I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
I was so sure. Go.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, Counsel. I think that the cross-examination has clarified everything. Just as the prosecution have asserted, a gunshot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, The accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
Done for.
You know what this trial inherently missed? Or rather, like, if it was done in the future, that this trial would be open and shut and this case wouldn't exist?
The ballistics?
Ballistics, the thing that is the linchpin of the ultimate case in the first game.
Yep.
Because there's two guns here. We know there's two guns because Ryunosuke picked up one and heard another fired. It wasn't that this one was fired, he dropped it and picked it up and, was seen with it at the wrong time. It was inherently fired by a different gun.
Yep.
So that means if there was ballistics, this trial wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, that Ryunosuke would not have been a suspect because the gun he was holding would not match the bullet. Anywho, the court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no! I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present? Sorry, I'm just stumbling a bunch tonight. Do you have any further evidence to present to the court at this point?
Kazuma!
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Toodaloo.
Hold it.
Oh!
Oh, dang.
Here we go.
Please, wait.
Isn't that...
What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susatu
Mikotoba?
Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant for the defense.
Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of light. Why does that feel like a reference? I feel like I've heard this before. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in furoshiki cloth. So basically bag shiki cloth, something that's for bags. Because I learned how to... What?!
To be continued. Dun, dun, dun!
Yes, I will save.
And it will be continued. Right now.
The 22nd of November. Oh wait, that's September. Shit. Supreme Court of Judicature.
And it was the 21st night, not the 22nd.
I know. I was like, dang.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
Ha! A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. Ooh, we're being sexist here too. How wonderful.
I mean, considering it's like early
I know,
years
yeah,
Japan,
it's 1800.
It's like
It's 1800s Japan.
and how they were treated back then is like,
As the rules state, that females are not permitted into the courtroom, the court of law, other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I ask for only 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. This trial... Hey, don't go cutting me off. That's very rude.
Oh, I thought you actually said it.
This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency...
But to be fair, if that was a good interruption where the judge has 5 minutes, just cut him off like that.
I am most grateful.
Getting crowded up here.
Yeah, 3 people. Please socially distance in that crowd room. But then again, this is the 1800s.
Well, I mean, back then it was fine.
All right, but anyways, who are you?
I'm so sorry. There's no time. Please simply accept this for now.
What is this? A report about something written in English?
It's Giselle Brett's research.
Huh? The English woman?
Was she researching poison?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical facility and borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor.
Oh, sorry, that's my line. Different line. Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So what does this research, whatever it is, have to do with this case?
About poison?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense. You were rushing to get that. Gotcha.
Special characteristics of cure and its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Cure? What's that? I've never heard that word before.
Time's up.
You joke!
The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom.
I would also like to point out where they actually pause between this and female, which makes them sound like removal of this female. Like,
Female, meh.
yeah, it's like, God, man, I don't like this guy.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail. But I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it.
This is wonderful. Arigatou gozaimasu. Giselle's report has been entered into the court record.
Yeah.
Goodbye then, and good luck.
And we bow in our respects as she disappears like a ghost. Like a fae.
You have had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer.
Wait a second. Since we can read it. What's this say?
A report detailing.
Synopsis: poison made from a bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. Hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey.
That's
Effects:
the important part.
instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry: above mentioned, the effects occurred when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it is believed the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result for the full body paralysis must be found first, or the patient would die of suffocation. So it was a gunshot, but the poison was dipped into it, right?
No. Because the paralysis is why the burn did nothing to him. He was already poisoned.
Okay, cool. All right, anyways.
But the important part is it's a poison in South America, or it might have been South Africa. Bottom line is, it is not a poison known in Japan at this time.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been tested for.
Gotcha.
I ask the prosecution and defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett,
Yes, Your Excellency?
if you wouldn't mind, perhaps you would grace us with your presence a little longer.
It is a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question, however. I must ask you to treat that as an order.
I've said it many times before, but Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is the new evidence that demands the court's attention?
It's definitely not the new one that we just got a few minutes
Yeah,
ago.
definitely not. Oh, certainly not. Couldn't be. That's preposterous.
Miss Giselle Brett, we understand that you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence, perhaps into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel? We're going to South Africa, baby. A toxin known as Curare, Your Excellency. Curare. I think it's Curare. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection! What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it.
You wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Curare before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist?
Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Curare. Why? Because there is no test available that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison.
What?
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
What? Does it really sound like peas and carrots?
No, that's something from South Park when a lot of people were just rabbling and they actually just say peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
Oh, they'd usually say rabble, 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 rabble.
Oh no, that was before. And then this one episode when it was all about like this religious thing that's been going on, it's like who are we supposed to talk to? Rabble, 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 or peas and carrots? And then it's like, do we have the answer?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh well, we actually don't know. And they go, peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be stuck in my head.
Anyway, order. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Curare has long been used by tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. And it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by the arrows laced with Curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection! Trumpery. These accusations... What?
Wait, hold a
Hey,
second.
wait, hey.
I thought you actually got that until you actually stopped. Yeah, it's
No,
called trumpery.
No, aspersions.
Aspersions.
Yeah, at first I thought it was aspirations, and I stumbled on.
These aspersions are utter trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain at the others, and the other diners surely would have noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed any disturbance like that.
I don't remember anything like that either.
But that's not what the description says. It says paralysis.
I didn't notice Professor being in that kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that Cure was used. Explain yourself, Counsel.
Oh, that's you.
The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible! Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, which Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
I don't follow, Cosma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would almost look like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly Cure poison.
And everyone is speechless.
And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection! This is all very convenient, isn't it? Here's to other unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense.
If I may.
All these facts. You think you're so clever.
Shut up!
Stop cutting me off before I'm finishing my lines.
Well, it's not me. It actually does it automatically.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it literally just went in when I was just...
Oh.
Okay, anyways. It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady, I don't understand why he keeps doing that. There's probably something in Japanese that makes more sense than
he's
that.
actually... what he's actually doing is saying is like, he's actually yelling it like, "Dear lady!" Like, because, he's begging for
I
mercy.
couldn't hear half of that.
Like, like how they're begging and yelling in desperation, like, "Dear lady!"
Yeah, no, I'm saying your microphone keeps cutting you off, RJ.
I hate that.
Anyways.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another honest hard work, then announce it. Then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act.
Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual.
Whatever do you mean?
Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection! Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it.
Because I'm Winston Payne! Oh wait, wrong game!
The idea of some poison that doesn't exist in the greatest empire, in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me!
Your Excellency.
Yes, Miss Brett.
I don't like this. May I borrow your bottle for a moment, please? Don't
She's
do
going
it.
to drink it. Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
She's gonna drink it and then she has a cure for it.
Either that or the poison, becomes inactive after a time.
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys.
Sorry.
To an English woman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Farcical comedy. Your little police games, these foolish courtroom antics, it's laughable, really.
You're not gonna drink it, are you?
But I'm getting bored of it all now. It is time for the games to end. A toast.
Cheers! Wait! Whoa, what are you doing?
No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair.
It's important that it was carbonated for some reason. Why is it important that it's carbonated?
Because I think that's what I think because it helps this. I think it helped with something. I forget.
Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. Uh-oh.
So, no cure. The bottle was clean, is that what you're saying?
You look quite incredulous, little boy.
But of course,
That's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind.
oh wow, it's a dark sounding song now.
Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency.
Sorry, one sec. Where did the thingy go?
Oh, you're looking for they're looking for the music?
Yeah. Because I saw it a little while ago. That's not it. Ah, that's it. Okay. Yes, Miss Brett?
I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given this more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries.
Ah, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. This doesn't make any sense.
Let me check just in case. There's got to be something in here.
No. We're fine. We've done everything right so far. Don't worry. Let it keep going.
Okay.
Something else will present itself. There had to be poison in that bottle. So how? How did she... How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it.
Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? There can't have been because otherwise she would have kneeled over dead.
Keeled over dead, but
Keeled, sorry. Kyanosuke, we have all the clues now. Bottle of water.
contains poison. It absolutely contains poison, but the thing is, it needed to be sparkling water.
The culprit did put Cura poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position.
You're serious?
Objection! Fool, are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle did contain poison. I mean, what we just saw.
Miss Brett drinking the water from it?
That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained.
How exactly?
I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer lies in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim... Then I must ask you to support your assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed? Save here just to be sure. We need to check. No. Go to the bottle. No. That's not it. None of it is in there. The bottle. No. Sorry, I want to read the description of the bottle. No. Go to the report.
Which report? This one?
The poison, yeah.
Okay.
Poison made a bank of
Next one.
Facts. It's a the route of entry. Occur when poison enters through the body, such as a wound inflicted by a blow dart. Due to
That's it.
Huh?
The second one. The fact the method of entry. Because it usually goes through a wound. Wound because he had the wound in his mouth.
You're right! Because he actually had...
Because he had dental work.
That's right!
The fact that she doesn't have a cut or anything in her mouth means there was no route of entry for the poison because it has to go into the blood system, not the respiratory system itself. The respiratory system deactivates, but it's not the point of entry. Present the report.
Oh, what? The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
That is not a valid explanation.
No.
After all, we don't speak English. This report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency.
I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest, I'm just reading Sister Son's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle?
Practical. Is it practical?
No. No, special. No, it's the special characteristics. It's the second one.
We've been hearing a lot about this Curie poison. Oh, music's down. Music's down. And it's left me curious about something.
Oh, Counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting.
So we've been led to believe, yes.
And the point of the hunting is to catch prey to eat.
Get to the point, please.
But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey hunters we were going to eat?
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison.
Good gracious, Counsel. No, that would be madness.
But I actually found the answer to that conundrum. In this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. Poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
I think it's a build-up song right now.
Yeah, I'm listening to what I think it is. It's called Suspense Part 2.
I think so, that's the one. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When a Curie enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever.
What?
Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Curie's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. You meddling little... Is this a breakdown? Rapscallion! Did that bird just come to life?
Yes. Well, Reinosuke, it turns out... You're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection! All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure.
Shut up!
But I feel...
So, the little ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. Whoa, also, did her mask get more pointier? Or is that just the hat?
No, I think the mask got pointier somehow.
But
Weird.
But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying you're stupid.
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Is it schoolboyish?
Flaw?
Also, C. Carpenter said burp. Because, yeah.
As even your brain has managed to deduce, Curie is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric sucus. Ha ha ha! Oh, yes, well, of course! Gastric suckers? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Ah!
That's right.
Good gracious.
Also, yeah, we were also playing we were playing the corner theme.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand. No?
Order. Order in the court. Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest?
Yes, this rare cure poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
That is right.
Oh my god! Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple like that. What is this welling up inside me? I've never felt like this before. It's sort of a conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. It's almost rage-like. It's more than anything else. It's an animalistic desire to take down my prey! Objection!
Yeah!
Oh, he did the big thing! I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? Also, you still can't see my eyes. Well, you know very well there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence.
But just to make sure, and I know we know the answer, but just to be safe.
As we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curer? Nope.
Medical.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Let's go! Take that! Oh, he said take that! As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners.
A fatal difference?
The toxic effects of cure are only felt when the poison enters through the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water?
Inside?
Yes, like a wound you might have if you just had been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of that Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this.
Is this a breakdown? Is this a breakdown?
Here we go!
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Why? Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No!
I mean, that's contempt of court at the very least. Order! What are you waiting for? Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from the broken bottle as possible at once.
You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. Second. Haha. I'll say. How could you? Okay, you won't get away with this.
You can thump and bench the and bounce and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there was really poison in the bottle or not.
You.
And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution?
Oh, of course, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady?
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting on his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection! Oh, that's you.
Objection. No, you killed the victim that day, using Cure. And then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor around and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man.
Huh.
A hidden gun, you say? I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Shinji Arenai! How can this be happening? We had her, but now... Is she really gonna get away with it? The way she destroyed the evidence was obscene!
Ryunosuke,
Yeah?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there's any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing that you could really depend on.
No, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
Huh?
What I saw, what I felt, every color...
Is Cosmo right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory in the same scene in my head, could there be another clue that could expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? There's nothing! Actually,
There's a
Cosmo,
clue.
I think I might have something. Thinking about over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue!
Haha, you always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on, then. Let's wipe the smug smile off the Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
All right. I can't wait. It's been... I'm not saying that. For a while. It's been bothering me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day.
I mean, that's a real word, and it's not that word, but that's
Quite a...
probably not the best word to use in the translation because of its proximity to another word.
Yeah. So
But it is a legitimate word. But yeah, I there's a reason that one has faded from vernacular. At least from widely used vernacular. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's your line.
Yep. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's must have been is this one, right?
Yeah, it basically is. Yeah, duh. Of course it is.
Take that! Hooyah! Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this.
Riddle me this.
Yes? What is it?
He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed.
Well, yes, it was rather...
As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfect in your investigations, don't you?
Absolutely.
I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime, like, for instance, the plate of steak you took from the victim's table that day.
Objection! Wait a minute.
Shut up!
Where are you going?
Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a splattering of blood.
What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him.
Actually, there's a problem with it. It's on the wrong side of the plate. Think of how he would have to be rotated.
Maybe, but let's see what happens here.
It's on the left side of the plate, but it's on the right side of his chest. He was rotated, so it would actually be on the wrong side. It's an artistic error. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means that the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were.
And
Giselle Brett.
I beg your pardon?
Objection! This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe that something the accused has just remembered seeing?
Hold it! Oh wait, who said hold it? Oh, it's you.
Hold it.
Oh wow, she has handkerchief now.
This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to.
Inspector, you mean...
Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I didn't care if they called me a crime scene thief because of it.
You did what?
I took the steak that you'd been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice.
For great justice! Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now!
Inspector. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
Yes, sir! Oh god, I'm probably gonna regret doing this. I just said so much. Oh.
I'm sorry for the delay. Here is what you ordered. The steak.
Wow, in waiter style too. You should have said that in the French voice. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it?
Of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector, the blood man, show the court. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Uh-oh. No blood. No blood anywhere.
But, no, that's impossible! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. I was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. Squawk! You see, this is why I say you always can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Wow. Ah!
I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
Okay, at least he's covering that part.
I believe we may have finally reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise I'll do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Come on, there's gotta be...
Huh. This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest.
Hey!
I think we will examine it, thank you very much.
The plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? Is it now? I've lost?
Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what.
Never give up. Burr, burr, burr. Believe in myself? Really? Why do I hear screaming in somewhere in the distance? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence. Maybe we should. Let's go look. Hello?
Oh ho.
Huh? What in the world is this?
I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. It's the dude's coin!
I don't mean what it is it. I mean, what's it doing what's it doing there? I was gonna say, that steak looks a lot different from the one in the photo.
This is the wrong steak. This is
Wait.
the wrong plate. This one belongs to the general because he swiped the curator's, the shopkeeper's coin. This is the wrong platter, and that's how he proved it.
Wait, did you say this was a Koba coin?
Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable.
This isn't the first time today there's been talk of a Hoei Koban.
I've heard pearls before swine before, but I've never heard of bullion and bouillon.
And I don't think you.
That's actually pretty funny.
And I don't think you ever will again. It's extraordinary.
I should
though.
certainly hope not.
This means.
I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. That would make it really quite valuable.
It's well marinated in juices as well. Look.
What, are you thinking of eating it?
Well, I've always wanted to try what these people call golden steaks. No, but not really. The next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up meat and peer under the necks for a prize! Tricky tray!
I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke.
Koban coin underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation.
So that's all we needed to see. We just present this now.
The emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat?
It's a cow, obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beef steak. Seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware.
So this is a symbol of Le Carnaval, isn't it? Alright, what if I turn the steak around? Oh.
No, we've already seen what we needed to see.
Okay, fine.
No, you can go back now. The coin is the important part. This is not the steak that was given to the doctor. This is the general's steak. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objections?
That bloodstain was going to cinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all?
There's another clue.
Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection! The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency.
Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court what you are referring to. Where precisely on this plate of beef steak is this new clue to be found? Yeah, at the steak.
Got it!
No, counsel, I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best.
What?
What? Boo!
I think we need to do it again, though. That's what I think we wanted to do. We were supposed to do.
Oh, what?
Dang it, that's bull!
So, how are we supposed to show it? Yeah, oh, I know what we need to do. Autoplay. Just autoplay here.
No, it's gonna be slower. What?
Yeah, don't worry. I know what to do.
Okay.
So, go back to the thing.
Here.
We already did this line. Turn it over.
It's not oh, there we go.
Turn it over. Like that. Nope, wait, what? It's not. The
fudge nuts?
What? Okay, I kind of want to look up the guide for this because we know what the clue is.
There we go. I had to press A.
Okay,
Are you
there.
serious? We had to do it right during that? Oh, this is the third time. Oh, whatever. They say third time's the charm. Get it? Because it looks like a charm. Oh, actually, oh, it's slowing down this time?
Yeah, because they assume this might be the first time you're reading it. I don't know. Anywho.
Anyways, yeah, there we go. We got it. There we go.
Good gracious, that's...
Koban?
What on earth?
A Hoei era one at that.
Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak you order at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an odd coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? Shut up! What a ridiculous question! How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't even know what it is, but I want no part of it.
Objection! I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat.
But while I'm at it, because the way how the meat looks a little different than what it was.
That's what I was saying. It's not her platter. It's the general's platter because the general took the coin from the curator.
That could simply have been a careless mistake made by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection! Oh, that's yours.
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoei coin just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now.
He's right. It can't be a coin incidence.
Ayy.
Your Excellency!
Yes, Counsel?
A rare Hoei Koban just happened to be underneath a piece of steak. Turns out that, if it turns out to be irrelevant to this case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
Objection! By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up! Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, yes, it is essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak.
The owner?
Yeah, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath of the beefsteak is...
It's your boy, Curio.
The Curious Collector, in Japanese.
Curio Collector.
Yep. Obviously can only be the antiques dealer and owner of the Rusty, the Curio Corrector-san. Curie, as in Mr. Cucumber or something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are unfathomable. There's a joke there, but I don't want to say it. That's not safe.
Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired.
Oh, you get to do your voice again.
Oh boy, I love this guy. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor. We're gonna rip on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing?
I was getting down, getting funky, hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoei Koban, my prized coin.
And this Hoei Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Objection! No. Please, why would Corrector-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's steak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Also, we're playing Cornered.
Oh,
Hi!
thank you.
Which is why, oh wow, he's being less of the nervous part and he's actually doing the Phoenix Wright animations now.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm asking to bring Correctus-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back here. Without a moment's delay.
Oh my gosh, this is a really long first case, isn't it?
Yeah, jeez.
Can't believe we come back to round that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch. That if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find out it's a key element to this case. I swear if it becomes a to be continued. Oh! Oh, it's all four of them! Oh boy, we get
Oh
to...
boy, here we go.
It's time for our voice... What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for this little baby idol? When my son's belly's empty, he is fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this rusty shop owner's existence.
Don't say that when you're looking at a knife, please. That's very dark.
Oh yeah, I guess it is kind of dark. Sorry.
Be that as it may, Correcto-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your rusty memory serves,
Ah!
My foot!
Yes, that's it. The very exact one that is.
My leg!
oh my god,
You just stabbed my daddy. The resplendent, splendiferous Hoey treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be.
As I thought.
Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery.
Please, okay, please don't pick up the knife. Please don't pick up.
Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
we found your coin sandwiched between a beef steak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it wouldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoey treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing?
Excuse me.
We might, do you notice that, Nosa is, like,
Being jerked by his child?
and sweating profusely?
Yes. Because he hid it. Like I said, it's his plate, not the doctor's. Could I say something?
Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover at the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes, that's right. A secret undercover operation.
La Carnival is high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the rich restaurant's clientele. A number of such incidents has been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent in undercover.
Yes, I took the job of the waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
Uh-oh. Oh no. He's gonna find me.
So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Correctasan's Koban is all too clear.
What? What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter.
After I save. Also, we're reaching. Oh wow, it's already reaching 10 o'clock on my era. Do you want
Yeah, we started a couple minutes late, so I'm good going a couple minutes over. But I don't think we're gonna finish this case tonight after all.
Wow, I'm surprised. Because this is a surprisingly long case, and I'm kind of worried about the future ones.
Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Collecta-san's Koban and hid it under the stake?
Obviously, it can only be you! Sergeant, yes sir, no sir! What? How? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me. It was Ido! What?
What?
Are you seriously
You're framing the baby.
He's blaming his own children to
What kind of father are you?
Yeah, Dad of the Year here. Ido was the mastermind behind all this. You would push the blame on your crimes on your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster. No, sir, I'm not even gonna give you the title of sergeant. Are we? Whoa, we're gonna have our first breakdown. Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Yeehaw, yeehaw, swing
Aw, so cute.
Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yesa Nosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Oh, he has a Waluigi his mustache now.
Wah.
Stay down.
Aww.
Do any of you know of the extraordinary low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those to accept to keep our country safe?
I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard that it is hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes.
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. And that's why you were stealing things. Huh. The place is heaving with money! Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and a fork even, which is worryingly believable.
And your target that day was the old man and his Koban.
Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin in my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak when I was halfway through devouring when it happened. thing! Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double! I slipped it under the stake, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Wow, that's not a... What if they threw it out by accident? This is ridiculous.
Perhaps you could carry on this absurd prattling in your own time?
What? What is this strange music going on? I think this is Miss
I wouldn't know. I can't hear it.
I think this is Miss Brett's theme. Well, Miss
Oh.
Well, Miss Brett.
Let me see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Okay.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there is no need to detain you any longer at all.
Ow.
May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency.
This is the first I've actually heard of it, but every time he actually he puts his head down, it actually makes a thump, which means
Thunk.
he's actually like hitting his head
Hitting
on
it.
the desk, like, ow.
Indeed. The theft of the koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of the idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it? Oof.
As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, is beyond nonsense. Pure madness.
Madness.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you. Your-
Objection.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. I shall...
And good day.
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming.
Oh, no, it's just something about Miss Brett's parting words got me there thinking. Can't quite work on what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. Feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something that didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry.
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it! Wait, Miss Brett! Oh, we're doing cornered now.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
What is it now?
I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection. What new student's nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
I think this is the part where we actually get the ending. So let's drive in a little bit farther.
Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of the idea astounds me. As for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. Pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
Wait a second.
Wait, where's the photo?
That's right! I could be wrong. But anyways.
I'm going to need to see evidence, Counsel.
Sorry, what was it?
If Miss Brett's words are truly contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it?
Okay, so I'm thinking it's the case because he says eating without. She said eating without without a fork and
Yeah,
knife.
picking it up and eating it.
So basically, the crime scene photograph, right?
No, because this is at the victim's table.
Yeah. Because look at it. If he was biting it and that was the same coin, if that was his steak and that was a coin, why would there be forks and knives on it?
No, you're thinking about it the wrong way.
What could I be?
Look at the steak. The steak looks like it has bite marks.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't cut.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. Yeah, that photo right there.
But the problem is, the coin is there at, but then what? Okay, so you might be right, but I'm thinking a step ahead on why it would be contradictory. Yeah, so let's try that one. I don't think is it right? A photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred.
What's interesting is the plate of the steak you can see on the victim's table.
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency,
The fact that it has bite marks, because it's her steak, yeah. So why would she say that it's so, unthinkable?
the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
Not true. Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural?
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Noticed what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
And take a good look at this steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clear, defined, barbaric teeth marks there. Ah!
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witness S claims wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in that steak at all.
Objection, but what is your actual point? Perhaps the
Shut
delightful...
up!
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Uh-oh, afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course, of course. The trial will be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie...
Shut up! I've heard enough! You irritating little spectacled samurai relic!
Quack.
Of course. Dear lady...
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers?
Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implication these teeth marks in the steak have for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Yes, now at last, it's all coming together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all that who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Everything! Yes, I believe those barbaric teeth marks are in the stake here. Amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any of a doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Shut up! Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of that phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought to the court before the court yet.
Hasn't been... What?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection! This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and
Seriously?
you say there's evidence that's yet to be brought forward.
Yeah, seriously, how long have we played this already? And that's only the first case?
That can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection! I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve the remaining mystery about this case. Wait, who's the person?
Very well. I have a feeling that this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal? It's Hosonaga.
Is it Hosonaga?
Yeah, of course it's Hosonaga. See as the other plate.
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it.
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence?
I mean, you've been holding two pieces of evidence before.
That's ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, you better not die on us. Don't you dare die on us, Inspector.
Everyone's attention was focused on this stake with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I enjoyed chomping on my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing the correct Hassan's coin as he totally slipped under the stake. You watch it, cadet! I'm your superior officer! I may be a thief, but I'm still a cadet, Sergeant. Nosa, I'm still not giving the name of Sergeant. Could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put on the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Attention! Affirmative, of course! I might be a soldier in the Imperial Army, but still... I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meat to hide some... that's... Okay. I'd not be brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. That's... some very strange implications, but you know what I mean! In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Nosa's meal.
Objection! But that makes no sense. That the plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection! Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. But of course I didn't steal it! To even suggest that a thing would be an affront to the British Empire!
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two stakes over.
No, we're suggesting that Brett did it.
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened, the, bang. When I saw the civilian have been murdered in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hit the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decided to investigate my slap at me, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken care of to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Get back in there. With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one of the foreign lady tables. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable.
Fear not, prosecutor-san.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That's all I did, sir.
All you did. That's plenty, Sergeant.
Hi. So, if Sergeant knows how to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate on it has his own back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga. Early in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. To preserve evidence that you'd taken both. Oh!
That's correct.
Then please present it to the court now. We're gonna finally end this. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. Shut up! Shut up! What could that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. I haven't had the slightest bearing on the case. Objection! Oh, that's you.
No, you're not wriggling your way out of this one, out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove I've lost visual.
Sorry, it clicked out by accident.
Promises to prove such a problem for you, no?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Miss Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Honestly, though, Hosonaga is just an idiot for, he took these plates and he didn't notice the blood? Really? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Present the beefsteak in the plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
Man, you could say the stakes were raised on this point.
Ha. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. Done. Here is the other plate and here is the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. Dun dun.
The blood stain. It's clearly visible. Look! Hi! Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment of the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
It It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who probably could have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right. Miss Jezebel Brett. It's you! Here's the breakdown! It's the breakdown!
Let's go!
Outdone by a Japanese schoolboy. No. Lots of
Crazy
squawking
eyes.
right now. Lots of honking. Oh, was that a baby chick? Oh my god, my goose is cooked. My goose is cooked. Oh, black duck.
Wow. Okay.
She has ascended.
Yay, we have the little baby chicks!
It's the little black. Choip, 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 choip.
They're so cute.
They are. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentleman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, it's playing her theme song.
I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Of course. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using Curer. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth that morning.
I bet it was you who caused that teeth to be removed.
You planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison could be found in the water. Because Curer is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed the professor to take one tiny sip of his water and it would all be over. I would place the steak I'd order in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you.
Who else?
Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over and greet the professor meant that I had lost all my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair that he wouldn't fall.
There was no going back at this point, so I concerted a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun.
Oh, wow!
I decided to use that fact to my advantage. And considering wearing gloves, you wouldn't find fingerprints. I had the bottle of Curie in my handbag. And my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
I knew it.
Under your skirt?
So I was right, there were two guns. Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed it where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went all according to Keikaku. Oh wait, why am I saying Japanese? That plan. So you noticed the gun as I intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang!
That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. And even though at that point he was already dead.
Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, which at the point of the waiter appeared.
Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him up inside.
That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and turn his chair around.
Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun.
So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor.
I can't wait for this guy to speak.
Your Excellency,
Yes?
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
I shall call on you.
Please don't. Oh,
Thank you. Good day then, everyone.
What?
I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
What?
she didn't get away.
It would seem his trial has finally run its course. Was she actually allowed to leave?
No, I think she's just being escorted out.
Okay. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This can't be. Takasuchi Aochi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student.
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Well, yes?
I will haunt you for all eternity. Every incarnation of me shall haunt you. This insult to the Aochi family name will never be forgotten.
Yep. You've become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
Ah!
And from that distance, too.
A 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Aochi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
And just because... I'll take that.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency!
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that this science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice.
Oh, definitely.
A new future of law awaits, but what will it look like? I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi, Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all that you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency.
What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Yes?
in you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency! Uh-oh, wait, it's this.
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty.
Hey!
Yay! Sakura petals instead of confetti.
I was gonna say.
So I say we stop here and we'll deal with the fallout next time because we've already gone over by a half hour.
Yeah.
This court is now adjourned, and that feels like a perfect place for us to stop.
Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us across social media for updates. Thanks for watching!